when I got my call, it said you're speaking English. And so they sent us to the MTC here, and we just went through the English program. But the funny thing is, we kind of knew in the back of our minds that when we got there, no one really spoke English. And so my first day there, we landed, and we were looking for the zone leaders, and they had thought our plane landed an hour later, so they hadn't arrived yet, and no one spoke English. No one spoke English at the airport, so we couldn't find our way around. And thankfully, there was another member of the church on the plane who was coming to do some other business for the church, and we caught a ride to a high school there. It's a church high school. It's called Moroni High School. This is actually in Kittibis. Sorry, that's where I started my mission. But we caught a ride there, and then we met up with the zone leaders, and they handed us a packet. It was about maybe 30 pages, and they said, "All right, go learn the language." And they put us with our our senior companions and our trainers, and they started helping us along that process to learn the language. And me and my companion both went to the same area, and they just split the area in half, but we all lived in the same house. And they had been teaching a bunch of people, a bunch of girls. I think they were about 16 or 17, and they were going to be baptized that Saturday. We arrived on a Thursday. They're going to be baptized on that Saturday. And so they told us that we were going to do the baptism, but in order for us to do the baptism, we had to learn the baptismal prayer in the language of Kittibis. And so the entire Friday and Saturday up leading to the baptism, I was just memorizing the baptismal prayer, and I got it. And so the baptism took place, and she was the girl that I was baptizing was deaf, which I failed to remember because I was stressing so much about this, memorizing this prayer. And so I got into the baptismal font, and I struggled through the prayer, and I looked up, and they said, "Oh, great, good job, good job." And I was like, "Yes, I did it." And so without warning her, because I just figured she was listening, but she was deaf, so she hadn't heard. Without warning her, I baptized her, but in that process, she didn't know that I was going to baptize her, so she came up and she was like, because I caught her by surprise. But so that's one of my funny stories from. It was only the third day I was there. I had to learn the baptismal prayer and ended up baptizing her. She got baptized. She was okay in the end, but everyone was kind of laughing a little when that happened. So.